Welcome everybody to phenomenal elite wrestling Kings of Combat. Make some noise! Gentlemen, I have just been informed that Martin Kirby is cashing in his golden ticket, and this match for the PEW World title will now be a triple threat. Nobody can feel so good, but know there's so much more. Welcome everybody to phenomenal elite wrestling Kings of Combat. Make some noise! Welcome this evening. My name is Ben Cecil and I'm going to be your party host for this evening. Now, you might be thinking, something not quite right about that man's accent. I'll tell you what it is. Yes, I am Irish, but this is what it sounds like to be Irish and sober. Folks, I've got to tell you, what a show we've got lined up for you tonight. I tell you, this one is going to hit harder than Will Smith at the Oscars. And you know, folks, I was in the back earlier. I saw all the talent today. They're all rip-roaring and ready to go, and they promised me they're going to give their opponents a more savage weekend than what Brentford did to Chelsea this afternoon. All right, folks, all right. Enough teasing. It's time for some pleasing. Who is ready to see some wrestling? Yeah! No, I said, who's ready to see some wrestling? Yeah! Well then, without further ado, your opening contest is scheduled for one fall.
Well, now wait a second. Kings of Combat on the air, and here comes our general manager.
Be on your best behaviour, it's the boss.
She couldn't wait more than 10 seconds to come out here, could she?
But look at what she's holding.
So, as general manager, I'd like to welcome you all to the show. Please be respectful of me, because last time you really weren't. I think upset did, but here we are. So, we had a main event planned for this evening, which was going to be a triple threat. Unfortunately, Jo and she could not make the show. So, as general manager, I decided just to hand the belt to the third person in the match. So, can you please welcome to the ring, Jim Diehard.
Well, did I hear that right?
Mm-hmm. We are handing the belt across. Bit similar to what she wanted to do with the tag titles with the Rebellion last show. She's all about handing out championships.
It's becoming a habit.
It is.
And here comes Jim Diehard, and as we just heard from our esteemed general manager, unfortunately his two scheduled opponents to become the first ever PEW World Champion are unable to attend, one through injury, one through having contracted COVID. This sounds like Jim Dyer is just going to be handed the world title.
Wow.
This isn't how things should happen in
Well,
PEW.
before I take possession of this beautiful championship belt, I would just like to point out that not one, not two, but 3 opponents were too scared to step in the ring with me tonight. And as a result, I don't even have to get in the ring and compete in order to become a champion. Now, isn't that something?
This isn't right. This isn't right.
Well, it's a new take on a last man standing match.
I think you made the right decision. I will do you proud as the PEW heavyweight champion.
There we go. What a way to have your first champ.
Yeah. History made, not in the way we would have liked. No. No one's putting their hands together.
Well, the fans aren't keen. Oh, hang
Now
on.
what?
That's not Die Hard's music.
Got some more music playing here. Jim Diehard apparently crowned as our new... Hang on a second! That's Callum Newman! Callum Newman is not scheduled to be here in Stratford tonight.
But he's got something to say. He's got the microphone in hand.
Whoa. Steady on, mate. Whoa, indeed.
Don't you want me?
Wait a minute. So, for those who don't know, me and Joe Lando, we are close personal friends. Okay? And after speaking with Joe today, he is happy for me to step in his place. So, in my eyes, you are not a PEW champion.
I agree.
Well, yeah.
So, right now, that's vacant.
No.
I don't have a match yet.
You gave it to me.
You don't have a match yet. So, I think tonight's main event, 1-on-1 for the PEW championship.
No way.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like how Callum's thinking.
Will the boss go for it, though?
What is it?
Shut your face, you little prat. Listen, we have an appointed official who has already awarded me this championship. Do not undermine our general manager. Please take your foot off the rope, step out of the ring and walk away. Find something else to do. I'm the champion and you're not, and you never will be.
Let's hear what Jessie Maria thinks.
Actually, Jim, I changed your mind.
What?
Oh. A woman's prerogative, that.
You and Callum Newman.
What?
So he's not the world champion.
No. As quick as he was given it, he's had it taken away.
Alright. You and me later on, yeah? Yeah. I'll see you then. Then it's mine.
Oh, someone's scared.
Mine.
Someone's scared.
Mine!
You're scared? I'm red, man. You are red.
Shut up!
Jim Diehard's getting out of here. He is not the first PEW world champion, at least not yet. Callum Newman going to challenge him in our main event.
What a main event out of absolutely nowhere.
Start the first match is set. Over to you, sir.
Well, we promised some history tonight. We've already made some.
Yeah. And that's a main event title match. I do believe that this next match might have a championship on the line.
Thank you very much. So, without further ado, let's kick off the first contest of the evening. Just before that, I would like to welcome to the ring the woman in charge. You're not LK. I'm not. What did you do with LK? All right. I'd like to welcome the man in charge, Chris Wood. That's some free content for you, Matthew. There you go. Your opening contest this evening is a championship match for the Internet Championship. Introducing first,
I know. I mean, I'm an impartial commentator, but I love this guy. He's invited me to Symphony, you know.
I'm sure he has. H. Hood, our first ever internet champion.
He's the man. Look at him.
Unfortunately, no. I think you're probably the only person who did miss him these past few weeks.
Oh. No, he's a good guy. Look, he beat 3 men to win that championship.
Yeah. Well, H. Hood, our internet champion, I heard him on the PEW podcast with you, Pete, and it was a bit of a love-in, to be honest. There wasn't exactly a lot of challenging journalistic questions here.
How dare you?
H. Hood claiming he's already 3 in. Stop clapping.
Sorry. I'm excited.
The opponent.
Yeah, take notes.
H. Hood needs to focus on his opponent, the challenger for the internet title, about to join us here in the Shottery Memorial Hall. The English Lion, Eddie Ryan, going to be the first to challenge the new internet champion, H. Hood.
Well, you got to remember, H. Hood beat 3 people in his last match. Now he's just got to beat 1.
Well, we'll unpack that as we go along, because that's not exactly the entire story, but nonetheless, Eddie Ryan, a veteran. He's wrestled worldwide, including for NXT UK, of course, in the recent past.
Yep.
He's wrestled in Japan, North America, you name it. He's been there.
The champ is here. The champ's
Our
here.
internet champion has fled the ring before the match has even started. Still a little bit baffled.
I don't think they have suits and ties in where he's from, you know. Mean Streets, that's where he's from.
Sin Fin.
That's right.
He tells you, doesn't really speak to me, unfortunately, sadly for me. He tells you that Sin Fin, the baddest neighbourhood
I have
in
heard.
all of Derby.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Great atmosphere here for our second ever show. It's part of phenomenal elite wrestling, Kings of Combat tonight. Dave Bradshaw here alongside Pete Andrews on commentary.
Big night. Big night of action.
Come on, fight!
As the internet title, the first of 4 championships to be decided tonight in Stratford-upon-Avon. H. Hood has a picture of himself on his trunks.
Yeah, I just noticed that. That's cool. I wonder if you can buy those in like shops.
Who has a picture of themselves on their pants?
H. Hood, apparently.
Well, he's certainly very vocal in his very high opinion of himself, H. Hood. And as you say, technically, you are right. He did defeat 3 other opponents to
That's
become
right.
the first ever internet champion at Brave New World a few weeks
Look
back.
at that arrogant.
But you're calling Eddie Ryan
Yeah.
arrogant.
Unbelievable.
Goodness me, some double standards here.
Crowd are firmly behind him, though. You've got to give him that.
Collar and elbow tie up here between H. Hood and Eddie Ryan. Start out this internet title match. Ryan gets the better of it. And early on, your boy's in trouble.
Well, no, he's all right. Look, see? Knows where he is in the ring at all times.
Immediately
So just
fleeing
take
the
him,
ring.
no rush. It's a marathon, not a sprint. He's all right. He's all right.
Seems a little bit rattled.
Well, you know, it's a partisan crowd, isn't it?
Jason Joshua, Chase Alexander, and Danny Black, who H. Hood defeated.
He did.
Use the word defeated in inverted commas. Stole the victory, I think it's fair to say, to win the internet title. But Referee's already up to a count of 5 here.
Plenty of time, plenty of time.
I'm not sure if H. Hood's intelligent enough to realise this, but he can't actually lose the title by count out.
That's a very good point. But he wouldn't want to lose it that way. He's a fighting champion.
Is he?
I think so, look. See, look, Eddie Ryan retreating from the ring now.
Only so H. Hood will get in the ring.
Well, I'm not sure.
Stay back. What kind of champion is this?
Are you guys going to shut up? Hey, stop! Don't clap for that!
Here we go. Maybe we'll get some action now that the champion has decided to grace us with his presence back inside the ring. Another lock-up here. This
Very
time the
hard
champion pushing the challenger back into the corner.
So he's gonna break it fairly. You know he is.
Shove from Eddie Ryan. Who's going to send him into the corner? Ryan leapfrogs out of the way. Just a step ahead here of the champion as a snapmare takedown from Eddie Ryan. Shoulder block. Hood doesn't go down. Slide underneath. The action picking up pace here. Roll back when he put the brakes on.
Two very big guys, deceivingly quick.
Big drop kick.
Yeah, that was on the money.
Could be a turning point in this battle for the internet title for the English Lion.
Got that armbar on quite tight, and Hood is quite far away from the ropes.
He's sounding concerned.
Well, I just don't like to see people get hurt.
When H. Hood was on the PEW podcast and decided that he was 3-0, which is incorrect, you chose to be kind of a cheerleader for him.
I just like to support, you know, our champions. And he represents not the world, that he represents the whole internet. There's a lot of stuff on there.
It's a big title, big responsibility, and looks like the responsibility might not be H. Hood's for much longer.
Ryan working on that arm. He's pinpointing that arm area. Oh, that's... Arms shouldn't bend that way.
Trying to bend those fingers of Hood backwards, and not quite so self-confident now, is he?
Well, no, but... Oh, you hear that snap?
I think he may have broken a finger there. Eddie Ryan is a vicious competitor. Looking like he's about to be an internet champion as well.
Yeah, he is very much a lion stalking his prey.
Oh, and there's a cheap shot from Hood.
Oh, I think he must have tripped.
Another one backs him into the corner. Hood now, uppercuts. Suddenly the internet champion with second win, and a snap suplex from H. Hood.
Ryan's had his moment. This is it now. H. Hood is, he's going to polish it off now, I think.
I'm the king of the internet!
King of the internet, imagine. That is quite an accolade.
Ooh, ring moved a couple of
Yeah,
inches
it did.
there. The impact. Very pleased with himself is Hood.
Here we go, that's it. 1, 2,
press.
oh no, kicked out.
Right shoulder pops up for Eddie Ryan.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. It's a hard slam. Oh,
What now? That's why I'm the king of the internet! You see me? I'm on the internet! It's mine!
Just to clarify, it's internet champion, not king of the internet.
king of the internet.
Whatever Hood wants to deem himself is not in our control. There's a backbreaker from the champ. He goes for the pin, and he was just a half a second away, Pete, from retaining.
He was got all of that backbreaker as well, and Ryan is struggling to get to his feet after that. No surprise.
Whole crowd here sounds pretty much unanimously behind Eddie Ryan.
Oh, that's what they were chanting. I thought they were like chanting for the internet. Ow.
You might need a hearing test.
Eddie Ryan is laying in those strikes.
Yeah, he absolutely is, and Hood looks like he's on jelly legs here. His eyes are glazing over, and now those eyes might just shut entirely.
Crowd are clapping yet again. This is what you don't want to do with Eddie Ryan. You don't want to get the crowd behind him because he feeds off that.
First with the Irish back elbow from Hood.
Fans quickly shut up there by the internet champ.
Side suplex.
H. Hood will do.
Hood gonna retain. And kick out by Ryan keeps the match alive.
Late kick out though. It was almost over.
Is he though? Okay, deliver. Huh? You want me as head champion? You got
lower back, the lumbar region of the spine.
Yeah.
That's what I want you to do.
He's picking that spot. He's picking that back. Ever since that backbreaker, he has been relentless on that lower back area.
That's a great point. He has focus on a body part, and of course, if your back is not mobile, then it really does reduce your flexibility. Very much limits your arsenal of moves.
Oh,
you have at your
completely.
disposal.
Yeah, 100%. I think Eddie's going to need more than the fans to get through this.
Over the top
Oh, wow.
for a sunset flip is Eddie Ryan. Ryan gets him down.
Who's got him?
Shoulders at the
New champ.
champion.
Oh
and down
my
as a
goodness, I
kick
thought we
out.
had a new champ. I really thought we did.
Hood comes back for more. Ryan gets the boot up, but gets caught. Another uppercut now from Ryan.
It's going up high.
Eddie Ryan off the top of a leaping uppercut. Now Ryan.
Oh, it's a house of fire now. This is not good.
There's a chance here. There's Ryan. The gut wrench suplex from Ryan.
This is where Eddie Ryan is so dangerous. Once he gets rolling, there's very few that can stop him. Tuning up for some sort of super kick, quite possibly.
Measuring H Hood as this crowd.
Don't turn around. Oh, caught it. Look at that.
Chanting their support there as Ryan out to the ring apron.
Oh my God, he hasn't noticed.
And now he notices
Yeah.
the shoulder thrust. Ryan going to leap over the top. Attempting the sunset flip once more. This time, Hood
Got him.
Hood's got his hand on the ropes. He's got his hand on the
Yes.
ropes.
There we got it. Great defense of the championship.
Here is your winner,
Hood's a winner.
That's disgusting, is what that is.
H Hood 4-0 in PEW.
He's 2-0, and both of them have been highly dubious.
4-0.
Your hand was on the
4-0.
ropes. We all saw. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing, but that man represents us as our internet champion.
Well, you can Google the name H Hood and he will be the top of the internet. He is the internet champ. Successful defense.
H Hood gonna walk out once again out of Stratford as the internet champion here in PEW. But the debate will rage on about the tactics employed by the man from Sinfin.
I don't know what you're on. I didn't see a thing. Fair pin.
Eddie Ryan chasing the champion out of here. And
It's a valiant effort.
once again show your appreciation for Eddie Ryan. Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest is a fatal four-way match, and it will determine the #1 contender to the PEW Women's Championship. Introducing first,
Huge stakes in this match.
someone about to earn the opportunity to challenge for the PEW Women's title.
Here she is. Yeah, she joined us on commentary last show, but she is now healed from that foot injury she had. And she is gunning for that Women's Championship that she was scheduled to compete for in our first show, but injury stopped that.
He is 9 stone of Scouser girl power. This will be her in-ring debut in PEW, of course.
That's right.
Oh my god! It's D double. Okay, Swerve on production. It's street fighting time.
Representing PEK, she is the cult classic. This is Lucia Lee.
Second time we've seen Lucia Lee. She's in our main event. at Brave New World, where she lost in that three-way match against Aurora Tevez, who then went on, of course, to become the PEW Women's Champion.
She did.
Second bite of the cherry here, so to speak, for Lucia Lee. If she can win this match, she will get a shot at whoever is champion next time we're here in Stratford.
That's right, a lot to prove from Lucia Lee in this match. She came up short. She was the one that actually tapped out in that last match. So she doesn't want to fall prey to that again. She wants to prove that she is worthy of that Women's Championship.
Only been wrestling 3 years, Lucia Lee, but seems to have talent beyond those years. Maybe it will guide her to victory here.
And the opponent.
First time in PEW for LA Taylor as well, and very confident woman, as she should be. We've heard great things about the talent that LA Taylor has. We will see it on display here in this unpredictable environment that is a four-way match.
Yeah, there's so much that can go wrong. You can easily steal pins off your opponents in these matches. Not that we've ever seen that happen before in matches, but the crowd seem to be firmly behind her.
One more piece of this puzzle to come.
And the opponent.
Hailing from London, she is the wrestling engineer,
Ronnie Knox, a vicious competitor. And this is, you know what I wonder about Ronnie Knox? He's the type of person who will go after any weakness, any vulnerability. If you're Harley Hudson in there, you've got to be thinking, coming back from a broken foot,
Yeah.
will Knox or indeed Lucia Lee or LA Taylor try and test out the stability, test out the health of that foot of Harley Hudson.
Yeah, I mean, Harley's been very vocal about the fact that she has been out with that foot injury. That could be a huge mistake, letting your opponents know where that weakness might lie.
Lucia Lee very keen to tell us before the show, by the way, that she has a broken left little toe.
Yeah, that can be debilitating.
Well, given that we've only seen one of these four in the ring before at Brave New World, it adds even more unpredictability. And of course, under the rules of a four-way match, first person to score a pinfall or submission over any of their three opponents will walk out of here as the #1 contender for the PEW Women's title.
Right, yeah, that's quite right. And all these wrestlers want to be that #1 contender. We don't know who the champion will be at the end of this evening, but they want to be the challenger for whoever that might be.
Of course, it's very, very different to being in there against one opponent. You have to have eyes in the back of your head, make sure your other two opponents are neutralized. There seems to be some kind of negotiation going on.
It looks quite one-sided.
I want to fight you, lovely. Right, you spark me and stuff. She clearly works out. Like, we obviously both work out.
What about me? What about me? What about me? What about me?
You're both lovely.
Well, that's nice.
Like, let's just have a good clean match, shall we?
Let's have a nice, good, clean match.
Well, Knox immediately breaking the pact that LA Taylor was trying to broker there for a clean match.
Yeah, it was a nice thought, but in a four-way, that's never going to happen, is it? And in PEW, we've noticed that matches are generally pretty hard fought.
Especially when the stakes are as high as this one is, #1 contendership.
Wow.
For the women's title on the line. There's some great agility by Knox early on. The sweep of the leg of Harley Hudson. Knox is very much in control at the moment. Meanwhile, on the outside of the ring, it's off camera, but Lucia Lee and LA Taylor brawling around the ringside area.
We do have a Falls Count Anywhere hardcore match later on this evening, and this one's already fallen into that type of match.
Oh, hang on. There is a height differential here.
Yeah. Taylor, very tall.
Remember, it was Knox who decided to break the clean fight rules that Taylor was trying to initiate, and I think Taylor's going to make her pay.
Yeah, and she is throwing a ragdoll on her though with those throws there, up on the shoulders with ease.
The airplane spin from LA Taylor.
But is that going to make Taylor dizzy as well? It looks like it has. She's a bit wobbly.
I'm not sure which of them is more dizzy.
The engineer is definitely down.
And Knox has collapsed to the canvas. Meanwhile, Lucia Lee tried to grab the leg of LA Taylor. There's a big leg of Taylor across the back of the neck of Knox. Lucia Lee now does sweep the leg.
This is the issue with these multi-man matches, or multi-women matches, I should say. You've got to keep your eyes on everyone at all times.
Big drop kick there, right into the shoulder. There's a duck of the clothesline, Harley Hudson. Great to have Harley with us, of course, on commentary throughout Brave New World, but she's much more comfortable in her natural habitat, which is in the ring. And this is only her third match back, I understand it, from that broken foot.
It is, yeah. And obviously, we said earlier, Lucia Lee wrestling with a broken small toe. So she's not letting her things stop it. We're very similar.
Shoulder block.
Hudson deceivingly strong. Look at that. Proof is in the pudding there. She's fired up.
Here we go with the cover. She's got both legs hooked. Knox breaks it up.
Now the double team is happening. How long will this allegiance last?
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? In a four-way match, alliances are by their very nature temporary, and this one in any case has been broken up by LA Taylor.
There's another alliance being made.
Clothesline, double clothesline, Harley Hudson and LA Taylor in stereo taking their opponents down.
Hudson jaw-jacking with the crowd though. She needs to focus.
Taylor, I think, is going to launch Hudson voluntarily, using Hudson as a projectile into both Knox and Lucia Lee. Going to spank LA Taylor with the side slams.
He's going for the cover.
No,
no, he's rolled out.
Well, in fact, I think maybe Knox rolled out of the ring. I think Taylor's trying to keep her in.
Look at that pump handle from Hudson. That was lovely, beautifully done.
Hudson trying for the cover, but of course, they might have teamed up temporarily, but...
Yeah, I think Hudson could have had the match won if that wasn't broken up.
Well, I mean, Hudson's upset there. Obviously, I think Taylor was just doing what she had to do. It's every woman for herself here.
Hudson on the shoulders. No, she's reversed it.
Taylor went for a clothesline. Hudson ducked it. Quick thinking there from Harley Hudson.
You're going to need to hit Taylor harder, though, to get her off her feet.
Yes, that's what she tried to do. It wasn't hard enough. Given the size difference, I don't know if Hudson is going to be able, with the best will in the world, to take LA Taylor off her feet.
If first you don't succeed, try again. Oh!
Knocked her off balance, but
yeah.
Taylor came back, hit her with a clothesline, and now Taylor looking to become the #1 contender for the women's title, but a kick out from Harley Hudson.
Hudson, so resilient, coming back from that injury. She's going to have a bit of rust on her, but you wouldn't know.
Duck of the clothesline from Hudson. Taylor's got her up. Counter into a DDT.
Yeah, great reversal from Hudson there. She's got to capitalise, so she has to keep on her.
Yeah, Hudson and Taylor have been doing a number on each other, and of course, that could be to the benefit of Lucia Lee and Ronnie Knox, who are both getting back in the ring. Lee trying to steal one here, and Knox sees it happening, breaks it up. This one's about to boil over.
It was inevitable.
Turning into a brawl between these four women here.
Forearms being thrown left, right, and centre.
Yeah, all four of these women obviously desperately want to be the number one contender. There were headbutts there. I think it was a collision of heads between Lucia Lee and Harley Hudson. Meanwhile, Taylor sending Knox into the corner. Taylor picks her up, drops her down hard. The cover by Taylor to become the number one contender, but Lucia Lee stopped it from happening.
Again, that could have been it. That's where these multi-person matches have this issue.
Big shining wizard there.
Huge shining wizard.
Well, he got planted face first in Lucia Lee. Harley Hudson, meanwhile, going to pick her up. Gets her with the trash driver. And Hudson with the pin.
And there we go.
Is the number one contender for the PEW Women's Championship. Well, Pete, that's quite a way to announce your in-ring arrival into PEW if you're Harley Hudson.
Unbelievable stuff. The comeback tour for Harley Hudson from that broken foot is in full gear. She looked phenomenal in that match. No signs of rust. And like you say, yeah, a huge, huge win.
A heated, all-action four-way here at Kings of Combat, but it is Harley Hudson who's won it.
Don't get paid for this, man, do you know what I mean?
Sign of respect between LA Taylor and Harley Hudson.
Yeah, that's nice.
Not likely to see that from Ronnie Knox or Lucia Lee. Harley Hudson, bottom line here, she's the number one contender for the women's title.
Folks, it sounds like the PEW people are ready for war. Are you ready for war? Very well then. The next contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall. Introduce yourselves.
One-on-one action on the way. Here comes one of the most accomplished wrestlers in all of British wrestling, and of course the holder of a golden ticket.
Yeah, won that golden ticket rumble.
You were saying?
Yeah, for those not to know, that golden ticket means he can challenge for a PEW championship of his choice whenever he darn well feels like it.
It's quite the advantage for Martin Kirby, as you said. He can, as a result of winning that Rumble match last time around, can challenge for any title in PEW whenever he wishes. Right now, though, he needs to focus his attention on Big Daddy Unicorn. Jason Joshua came pretty close to becoming the internet champion, of course, back at Brave New World when he was part of that four-way match, which unfortunately, as we already know, was won by H. Hood. Jason Joshua has developed in a very short period of time, Pete, quite a fan following here in PEW.
Yeah, the fans absolutely love him. Joshua got some, what shall we say, unorthodox offense that you're going to see in this matchup. But yeah, the fans love him. Hell of a competitor.
Well, Martin Kirby's been in there with all sorts throughout the years, and Kirby, I'm sure, will be prepared for, well, I was about to say he'll be prepared. I'm not sure if anyone can be quite prepared for Jason Joshua, but we'll find out.
This is a huge, huge match for Joshua. Probably the biggest match of his career.
Well, Joshua clearly has plenty of crowd support here. Martin Kirby didn't exactly endear himself last time he was here to the fans.
No, and you'd think the fans would have a bit more respect for a veteran of Kirby's caliber, but clearly not.
Respect isn't just about a resume, it's not just about a CV, it's about your attitude. And you can see by the way that Kirby is engaging in an argument with a small child.
Yeah, politely asking him to be a bit quieter.
Now what?
Ladies and gentlemen, by special request from the GM, we have a special guest at this time, hailing from the World Peninsula. This is Tyler Adams!
He's coming
Here
our way.
comes Tyler
He's coming our way.
Adams, I think, is
There
going
you
to come
go.
and
Look at your seat.
and join us on
Pull up
commentary
a seat.
here.
Here's a headset for you. It's clean. Don't worry. I've sorted it out.
Don't be too careful.
Do you know this was going to happen?
Yeah, of course it did.
Oh, I knew it was going to happen.
No one had the
I'm gonna tell you, Dave.
courtesy to tell me, but welcome anyway.
I've just come to like scout. I've never seen Jason Joshua's matches, but I know I'm going to be disappointed.
That's harsh. Why?
So I'd rather be disappointed in person.
Why do you think you're going to be disappointed? Jason Joshua, I think, has been pretty impressive so far.
I mean, I've already laid him down once. Anyone's going to call himself Big Daddy Unicorn isn't very impressive. Live off the name, live off the mantra, that's fine.
It's a
How
bold
about get in there and
nickname.
like do the work?
So I don't understand what your problem is with Jason Joshua.
Oh, I just don't like him. It's not like an actual problem. I just do not like him.
Not everyone gets
And that's
along, Dave.
okay, but that's okay not to like someone. You know that, do you know what I mean? Like, I may not like you, and that's okay.
That is okay.
Not everyone who doesn't
I
like
may
someone.
like him, and that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's more than okay.
Not everyone who dislikes someone comes on commentary on international television to talk about it.
I mean,
our
around
guest,
here,
Dave.
well, let me like lay down the situation for you. So I'm not put on a match tonight, but he is. So let me come down and see why I am being put aside for him.
Well, Jason Joshua, as I said, he was given a chance at the internet title last time round at
But he
Brave New World.
lost.
He did lose, but he
Exactly, but he lost.
put in a creditable performance, so
Creditable or not, he lost.
He lost twice. He's in that
He
rumble
lost
as well.
twice, exactly.
well, hang on, you were in the golden ticket rumble
But I
as well.
also laid Jason Joshua down. He did not once lay me down. So I think I'm a step ahead of him.
So is that what this is about? It's jealousy.
It's not jealousy, because if I couldn't be jealous of someone that's been down twice,
There's a
you know what I
shoulder
mean?
block. In the meantime, there's-
Maybe if he'd like got the title and maybe if he'd won a lot, I could be a little bit jealous, but I'm not. It's not about jealousy.
you seem very keen to protest how not jealous you are, but in any case, Jason
Okay.
Joshua and Kirby having a bit of a standoff here,
Go
middle
on,
of the ring,
Kirby.
shoulder block, and
See,
neither man
the
goes
fact
down.
that he think he can mess around with someone like Martin Kirby, he's too cocky. It's like he's in over his head.
Yeah, Kirby, I'm sure, is the favourite. He's the veteran.
I don't know. I mean, what else am I doing tonight? Do you want me to sit backstage? Is that what you want me to do? You want me to go?
Send
Do
Dave back.
you want me exactly send Dave back? Like this is.
Hey, it's not in my power. You do what you like.
You may think that I am jealous of Jason Joshua, but you seem to not like me out here. You already have a problem.
Wait, hang on a
with me.
second. There's a pin. Joshua nearly got the better of
Is it?
Kirby
Oh.
there, but Kirby reversed it. A kick out from Joshua.
Go on, Kirby.
Another pin attempt. And now Joshua's
like, all
got it
this-
rolled up for a 2 count.
All this fancy stuff just doesn't like lie with me.
Fancy stuff. He's trying to win the match with a pin.
But it's fancy. Just get it done. Be gritty.
Schoolboy
Get down-
roller.
Get down and be gritty. No need to go out there and do a song and dance.
See, that's what happens that you turn your back on a veteran
Exactly.
like Kirby.
Why do you always take these people's side? When people come out here and they've got an issue, Pete, you always seem to take the
that should
side
be
of
an
the
illegal
aggressor.
move.
Oh no, this is disgusting.
That
We know
should
what
be
he's
an
gonna
illegal
doing
move.
Here comes Joshua.
No.
Oh, see, that's
see,
an illegal choke. That is an illegal choke.
I have more class than going there.
Disgusting.
Do that.
It's effective,
Unbelievable.
clearly. It's got
No,
Kirby
not
out of
very
sorts.
effective when he's holding himself. See, it's about using your head.
That's not his body part that he used there.
Don't get cocky. Don't try and like one-up me. It's not going to work. It's really not going to work.
Embarrassing.
It's fine if you want to try, but it's not going to work.
Our guest commentator here, clearly with a chip on his shoulder, as Kirby charges and gets taken out by Joshua. Joshua for a huge win, but
Can
Kirby
you see
kicks
how
out.
I'm sat? See how nonchalant I am?
You must have been impressed with that.
Pardon?
He must have been impressed. He nearly won.
An STO.
He nearly won the match.
Nearly didn't
Okay.
though, did he? Look at this, Kirby fighting back.
He's looking for the Brokeback Mountain. There is Joshua as he goes to the ropes. The high leg lariat from Kirby. Oh, that one you like.
Yeah, this is what I like. Just straight to the point, no messing around.
Focused.
Kirby's
Straight to the point.
still a little bit out of sorts after that earlier offense from Joshua.
Joshua on the ropes, so look, no showboating now.
Oh, poor Joshua.
Not sure
No,
how,
it's karma, you know.
I'm not sure how sincere that was.
It's karma, you know.
Come the shoulder thrusts in the corner.
He'll be coughing up blood later. We hope. Fingers crossed.
We hope.
Fingers crossed.
What's wrong with you?
I just don't see what the deal is.
There's an uppercut right between the shoulder blades from Kirby, and like it or not, and I'll guess here it's definitely likes it. Kirby is starting to dominate this match.
Someone who's just won the Golden Ticket Battle Royal against someone who lost.
Twice.
Twice. Thank you. I know who my money's on.
I mean, you lost the match as well.
I lost one match.
You did?
I wasn't pinned. I wasn't submitted.
It was a rumble. It was a rumble.
Yeah, and my foot slipped on the wet
Again,
apron.
very slippy rumbles. The amount of people in there, the sweat.
You've got the big, sweaty beast, Jason Joshua, in there.
Disgusting.
So I'm bound to slip on the apron. I'm sorry. I was bound to slip.
Well, never mind slipping up.
Accidents
Joshua
happen.
was taken down with authority there with that backbreaker from Martin Kirby.
Go on, Kirby.
Look
See,
at him.
this is a very legal move.
Joshua being choked out, referee giving Kirby a count of 5, and he did oblige and broke it before that count.
Go on, tell him to shut up.
I like the way he politely asks as well, it's nice.
Yeah,
That was polite,
just,
was it?
Just shut up.
Yeah, shut up, Dave.
You're almost as bad as Tyler here.
If you were doing your job, would you like people screaming down your ear?
Exactly.
Oh, that's what you're doing to Jason Joshua. You're coming out here and critiquing him as he tries to beat Kirby, and he might do it here with the cover, but there's a kick out on 2.
Going to take more than that to get Kirby down.
Oh, no.
The jawbreaker
Lovely.
from Martin Kirby. Jason Joshua looks like he's unsteady on his feet here. Here comes Martin Kirby. Another big shoulder thrust in the corner.
That's what we like to see.
Martin
Look at
Kirby may have damaged the back of his
Come
head
on,
with
Jason
the impact.
Joshua, get off.
Kirby, elbow to the
Show
back
us
of
why
the
you
head.
lost twice. Twice, you know.
He's out of his league with Kirby. Out of his league.
I think the word is schadenfreude, when you enjoy the misfortune of others, and that's clearly what you're doing here.
But twice in one night, though. Come on.
Yes, you have mentioned that.
It's a good point, though. It's a
But you
point worth
mentioned me.
making.
But you mentioned me slipping off the apron. So can I not do it as well?
You could mention it once, not 10 times, but
I mean, I think I can come out here and do what I want, but
Sorry
meanwhile,
about Dave.
it's okay. He's not my boss.
True.
He doesn't pay me.
Kirby, though, meanwhile, got caught here by Joshua. Joshua, look at the strength of Jason Joshua. Gorilla press slam from Big Daddy Unicorn, but nobody home on
not
the
impressed.
senton.
Is that showboating again?
Not impressed. You're gonna press someone above your head.
Could you do that to Martin Kirby?
I don't want to do that to Martin Kirby because Martin Kirby actually has my respect.
Anyway,
I
Kirby.
apologise, but it is how it is.
Fans clapping Kirby there. Really giving him some support.
Do you know what I do when I see something I don't like? I do something about it,
You come out here and moan about it on commentary.
but I'm doing something about it. Because people will hear this, they will hear how unsatisfied I am.
Kirby's going to look for the victory
Or
again.
do you want me to sit in the back quiet? That's what you want me to do. Sit in the
I like
back,
it.
not speak, quiet.
Not up to me.
Exactly, it's not up to you, so don't act like you're my boss. You're not on my level.
Struck a nerve there.
Dave, stop antagonising
I'm not
the poor man.
antagonising him. He's the
Goodness
one who's
me.
come out here and sabotaged commentary
guess.
because he doesn't like Jason Joshua.
Did I tell a lie? No, I didn't. I didn't tell a lie.
Joshua now, though, gaining a head of steam. Forward roll, catches him.
Do you know what? I will tell you a lie now. Jason Joshua is going to win this match.
He's going to win it.
Yeah, that's a lie.
Joshua running in. Doing my best to maintain a professional face here as Joshua is doing more than that against Martin Kirby. Kirby got taken down. Joshua, what's he doing?
showboating again.
No need. There is no need.
Here comes a cannonball from Joshua.
Absolutely no need.
And now Joshua has Kirby in position. Hang on a second. Here comes Jason Joshua. Joshua's going to win it. Joshua's going to win. Oh, no, he's not. No,
See,
he's not.
The referee doesn't count Jason Joshua when he's on the ropes, but she'll count Martin Kirby.
Illegal use of the ropes.
Oh, it's all a conspiracy now.
Oh, okay. Don't
Joshua
make me out
playing
to
to
be
the
like
crowd
someone that I'm
again.
not.
He needs to focus on Kirby. Do not give Kirby some time to recuperate.
See,
That
there
I
we
do
go.
agree with. Joshua needs to do everything he can to press home this advantage. He's going to go to the ropes here once again. Kirby gets the boot up.
Oh, no.
And apparently that was hilarious, according to our guest.
It is, so.
Roundhouse kick didn't find its mark from Kirby.
Oh.
Joshua to the ropes.
I
Spine buster.
think Jason Joshua's a bit done in.
He's tired.
He's very tired. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Doesn't look that
whoa.
tired to me. It plants Kirby again, and this time he nails the senton.
No.
Joshua's going to look for the breakback. Wait a second, hang on. Tyler Adams has got up from his seat here in commentary. There is the Brokeback Mountain, but Tyler Adams in the distraction. Here's a roll-up from Kirby. Kirby with the roll-up, and Kirby steals it.
Wow,
Come
unbelievable
on.
scenes. Hard fought battle, but Kirby came out on top.
Kirby has stolen it. Kirby has stolen it thanks to Tyler Adams, and Adams isn't done. Adams isn't done. There's a backcracker.
Wow.
The backcracker from Tyler Adams. What is his problem?
Well,
what is his problem?
I think he didn't mention it, but I think he does have a bit of a problem with Jason Joshua. I don't think he's overly keen.
What is your problem?
I fixed the problem.
The problem's
Thank you
over,
very
sorted.
much, guys. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you.
so much.
Pleasure.
Not
Yeah, not.
Tyler Adams making his presence felt here at Kings of Combat. Martin Kirby has picked up the win, but give the assist to Tyler Adams.
The final match of the first half, and a big match at that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Stratford Street Fight. Introducing first.
Buckle up. A Stratford street fight on the way.
Very much. You hear stories of Shakespeare in his day getting into a lot of street fights. He was barred from a lot of pubs.
Sorry, Pete, you were saying?
I was just saying, Shakespeare in his day got into a lot of street fights. He got barred from a few pubs due to it.
Done your Shakespeare research before
Barred.
coming to Stratford.
Barred from.
Oh my goodness. I'm having a bad night.
Now, Cortez often speaks to that dragon mask of hers. There we go.
She is the goddess of dragons. It's Mia Cortez.
Have the opponents.
She's talking to the dragon now. Alfie, and I think psychotic is an appropriate word. We saw Alfie and Mia Cortez teaming together at Brave New World. They were in a handicap match against Laurie, who's a force of nature to say the least, and after they lost that match, Alfie took out her frustration on her partner, Mia Cortez.
Yeah, she didn't take that loss well. She's known for being a little bit temperamental, and obviously she's focusing on that dark place of hers. She's got a teddy bear. We've got Cortez with a dragon mask. A lot of, are they going to be used as weapons in this street fight?
Well, there are two competitors here who are, trying to put it kindly, unhinged in their own ways.
Yeah, I think that's a nice way of putting it.
Well, at least Mia Cortez didn't stab her partner in the back, which is what, unfortunately, Alfie did to Cortez last time we were here. And that is why it has been determined that we're going to have no disqualification rules here, no count out, a street fight between Alfie and Mia Cortez. And just like Alfie jump attacked Mia Cortez last time, she did it again here.
Yeah, this is going to be mean and ruthless, and Alfie is starting just that way. Cortez did not even see that coming.
Maybe it's a mistake by Cortez to turn her back on Alfie. We've already seen just how devious Alfie can be, and it's already turning into a brawl. Pete, don't expect a wrestling match here. This is just going to be a fight, and that is why we don't have normal rules in play here.
Exactly that, yeah. Don't expect your Greco-Roman wrestling moves.
Pulling her by the hair. That's an example of what we're talking about. Hair pulling, of course, illegal normally, but there are no rules here.
Yep, no count-outs. We're already on the outside of the ring. That did not take long.
And of course, no give at all on that hard floor here at the Shottery Memorial Centre.
Yeah, we haven't even got mats. Some companies use mats, not here at PEW. Anything goes out here.
The personal animus between these two on display already. A real vicious tone being set in the opening minutes here of this street fight.
Most definitely. They are very close to the fans in attendance. Hopefully it won't spill into the audience.
Yeah, it's already spilled outside of the ring. I wouldn't feel particularly, oh my goodness, in a hand there on the steel ring post. I was going to say I wouldn't feel particularly safe if I was in the front row. Well, we almost are.
Yeah, we're close. Hopefully we'll be safe. There you go, they're getting back in the ring.
We can breathe a temporary sigh of relief as the match goes back into the ring. And again, I use the word match loosely. This is a fight. It's a bulldog from Cortez.
Huge bulldog. Cortez wanted to get this finished early.
That was smart, you have to say, from Alfie. Might have some questions about her mental state, but it was very clever of her to roll out of the ring before Mia Cortez could go for the cover.
What's she got there? It's a tiny stick.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's quite the lethal weapon that she thinks it is.
No.
Cortez is looking under the ring herself.
Wow,
no, that's a more substantial stick.
Yeah.
Looks like it's left over from Christmas, though.
Chase is on.
With a spear. Wow. Alfie drew her in, catches her with the spear. They are brawling on the floor here.
Yeah, we can't really see what's going on, but I assume whatever it is not good.
So despite the, I think it's fair to say, inferior stick, Alfie got the better of that exchange, courtesy of the spear. She's gone under the ring again. Again, from our vantage point, hard to see what she likes. A steel chair. It's a steel chair, two steel chairs, and again, it's all legal.
Completely. There's some dangerous stuff under that ring. All the tools that we use to set up the ring, they're all under there. Anything goes. Anything's a weapon. So some sort of baking tray.
Why is that under a wrestling ring?
Well, I don't know. You might get a bit hungry.
You have your cookery classes in here again.
Yeah, there's that big stick.
Well, there's all sorts of weapons, including a stuffed toy.
Looks to be a Care Bear, but not a lot of care going into it.
Oh, well, hang on. So much for the stuffed toy. That's why it was having such an impact.
Smart.
A chain, a metal chain,
smart,
hidden inside of that toy.
Things are going to get very dangerous now. There's all that plunder in the ring. It's not a safe place to be at the best of times.
What is Alfie doing? Alfie's getting that chain. Remember, no rope breaks here either.
Yep.
Referee can count as high as he wants, but all he has to do is ready to the submission, and Cortez had to get out of it and did.
Completely legal, that was. Completely legal. Unbelievable.
Meanwhile, Alfie continuing to be in charge of this one after that assault with that chain. Cortez trying to battle her way back in. Maybe she's trying to look for a suplex. She's got a front face lock applied.
Yeah, she is battling hard on the back of Alfie to try and weaken her.
Oh, Alfie's leg, I think, landed on part of one of those steel chairs.
It did, yeah. That's what I was saying earlier. With this stuff laying around the ring, you can easily fall on that and it will do so much more damage to you than normally just falling on that hard canvas.
Now Cortez going for the cover. Just a 1 count.
And she took a little while to get down for that cover there.
And unfortunately for the long-term health for both of these two women, I think this match might have some time to run because there is much more anger contained in these two that is yet to come out.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous scenario when two competitors choose to settle their differences in this kind of situation.
There's that tray. It was only a matter of time before that came in.
Cortez has got a chair in her hand. He's going to use it to block. Didn't quite get contact with us that time. The second time of asking the chair into the face of Alfie.
Yeah, she got all of that in the face as well. That is not good. She could be knocked out. She could not know where she is right now.
Cortez gonna grab a hold of that stick again. Last time on the outside of the ring, that didn't go so well, but this time Cortez nailing Alfie again and again across the back.
And those branches on that stick, they're small. That's going to be like a whip against your back. That's not going to feel good at all.
Yeah, we've seen people use bamboo in these kind of matches before, and that's a similar kind of weapon in terms of the damage it'll do. Looking for maybe a fisherman's neck breaker there.
Lovely bridge.
A bridge for Cortez to give her a bit of extra leverage, but Alfie still kicked out.
Unbelievable. I mean, the punishment that Alfie's gone through, that chair to the head, she's not been right since. She's barely got to her feet. Oh, that's right to the eye.
Yeah, right. Well, again, it's legal.
Oh, with that stick.
Oh, with the stick as well, you're right. That could have done some real damage to the left eye of Mia Cortez. With a spine buster from Alfie. Alfie folds her up for the cover, and Cortez still found a way to kick out.
So much fighting for both of these competitors. They are punishing each other, but neither lady wants to give up.
Alfie, Mia Cortez with personal issues to settle here. And it is being settled in the most brutal of ways imaginable.
Yeah, completely. These matches are not for the faint of heart. And even just signing up for one, you've got to go into a dark, dark place. And Alfie seems very content being in that dark place.
Alfie's going to get sent to the ropes here by Cortez. Cortez! Oh! Kind of a sling blade there from Cortez. Hooks that leg of Alfie. And Alfie kicked out on two, but Cortez, I think, will feel she's getting closer.
Yeah, she's shocked. Look at her face. You cannot believe that Alfie kicked out of that. Fans in attendance firmly behind Cortez.
Cortez with a double underhook here. Not quite sure what she's trying for, but Alfie doesn't want to wait to find out. Instead, Alfie is on the shoulders. Alabama slam there from Alfie. Going to crawl over. Will that be enough to put Cortez away? No, it will not.
Unbelievable. The heart and fight that Cortez has shown in this match is truly unbelievable. Lesser competitors would have been put away from some of this stuff that Alfie was hitting her with. And this doesn't look good. This is going to be nasty.
The sort of match that's uncomfortable to watch as a chair shot right across the back from Alfie. Now what? Alfie's, I think she's trying to wedge that chair between the top and middle turnbuckles here.
Yeah, this is dangerous.
Well, what's she thinking? Nothing good if you're Mia Cortez, I'm sure.
No good can come of this. Cortez is out on her feet as well.
Trying to battle back, but I think it's on instinct alone here. Cortez, oh my goodness! Wow. Head first into that chair.
One good thing came out of that. The chair is now out the ring.
There's still another one in there.
So there is.
Yeah. And Alfie just remembered.
She's found it. That's probably my bad.
Alfie positioning that other chair. Cortez could already have a concussion after that impact in the corner.
Yeah, that's absolutely brutal. I mean, Alfie could have had that wrapped up, but she wants to do even more damage to Cortez. This is getting kind of uncomfortable to watch.
Again, got it by the hair, but once more, there are no rules. I think both of these women would have been disqualified 10 times over if there were rules, but... Alfie, Alfie's got that chair underneath her here. Alfie plants her face first, goodness me. This is too much now, too much.
Yeah, she's just got a pinner now. This is it.
Well,
you're done.
I know it's a street fight, but the referee could use his discretion here.
Oh, he could.
If he honestly thinks that Cortez is not able to defend herself, he could call this off.
I mean, Alfie took a while to cover, but...
Might be a hypothetical question, because here's the cover, but a kick out again.
I thought even though it took her a while to get that cover, she had that wrapped up, but the fight in Cortez is unbelievable.
Well, look, if you're a fan of Mia Cortez, I'm not sure you're celebrating the fact that she kicked out there, because I'm not sure that was the smartest decision for her long-term health.
Yeah, lose and fight another day.
Ooh, Alfie's unloading.
Alfie's losing her composure, though. This might not be a good thing for her to do. She needs to stay focused.
The boot of Cortez just hit Alfie in the face. I'm not sure if that was by design or by accident, but Alfie continuing to dominate here. She kicks her in the side of the ribs again and again.
Yeah, the frustration, you can see it on Alfie's face. She's thinking, what have I got to do to put Cortez away?
Well, Cortez tried to grab that dragon mask that she got some of her strength from, but couldn't get hold of it, and it fell to the outside of the ring.
Yeah, this is just sad to watch now. Everything Cortez is trying isn't working for her.
Well, what is this now? Alfie's got Cortez perched on that top turnbuckle. Cortez is a sitting duck here. Mia Cortez in big trouble. Alfie, I think, looking for a superplex perhaps. They're up right by the ceiling. Cortez with a headbutt, trying to buy herself some time. What is this? She's got a double underhook. Oh my goodness, a double underhook. The face buster from the top. My God. Cortez wins it. Somehow, Mia Cortez beat Alfie.
I cannot believe it.
How on earth, Pete, did Mia Cortez pull that off?
Unbelievable. She took so much punishment and abuse. Alfie could have had that match won at various points, but Cortez pulled out the biggest move of her arsenal, and it paid off.
As you said, it was difficult to watch at times. Such was the barbarism that these two women put each other through. But Mia Cortez, having been, it seemed, down and out for several minutes, somehow battled back off the top, hit that top rope face buster, and after that, 3 seconds later, Cortez got her revenge on Alfie.
Tremendous stuff, amazing scenes. What a match, and what a deserved win.
Cortez, I'm sure, will savour this victory for a long while to come. But how much has this done in terms of shortening the careers of both of these women? That's a question that, of course, can only be answered in the long term. But Mia Cortez, victorious, looking for her dragon mask, the goddess of dragons, winning the street fight.
See that? Did you see that? Oh, I can't see. We got our team.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second half of Kings of Combat. Make some noise! Folks, I've got to tell you, personally, I've been waiting for this one. The following contest is a tag team match Scheduled for one fall.
JD Knight on his way to the ring for tag team action, and for the second time tonight, Pete, we've been joined by a guest commentator. Hopefully this one will be better than the last one, from Geordie Shore, Ryan Taylor. Ryan, welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here, boys. I'm hoping for a good match. It's been a good start to the night. Electric action.
Just be careful, Dave's not been overly nice to guest commentators tonight.
Oh, he can go for me, I'll go for him twice as hard, but tonight we've got to focus on these boys. This is a model pro athlete, look at him. The reflection of perfection.
Oh, I like that.
JD Knight was part of the Golden Ticket Rumble last time around.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, I have received sad news that Riley know, but he'll not be here in the break. However, JD Knight has sourced a replacement partner. So at this time, we would like to introduce the partner.
Oh no.
He's my favourite as well, look at him.
Joke's on him though, I haven't got a girlfriend.
Style.
Lance Rivera, also part of the Golden Ticket Rumble at Brave New World 4 weeks ago. JD Knight going to be his tag team partner, and we know that their opponent here, the one opponent we do know, eliminated them both from that Rumble.
It's a tough start. Tonight is a night for revenge.
The opponent.
The man we're about to meet, of course, as I say, also part of that Golden Ticket Rumble, eliminated both of these two gentlemen. We don't know who his tag team partner's going to be. Axel Carter, the wild-eyed West Country boy.
He looks like a bit of an ass kisser to me. Desperate for some fan appreciation, not my type of wrestler. When the bell rings, I'm sure we'll see him get beat.
He's rough and ready, I'll give him that.
A great tan, I won't lie, a great tan.
I thought I was going to prefer you to our earlier guest.
So I told you, he's just nasty for no reason.
With me, I don't lie, I don't hide the truth.
Well, who's the partner?
Let's hope
What
it's
we
2
need
on
to
1.
know.
And the partner.
He's going to need The Rock to beat these two men.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I recognise that music. Can it be? It is! Smash Mouth himself, Chris Ridgway.
Yeah, what a partner for Axel Carter there.
I won't lie, I was not expecting that. A very tough man. I'm still sticking with my boys, but I'm less confident, I will not lie.
Chris Ridgway, one of the most dangerous fighters in all of British wrestling. And Ridgway going to team here with Axel Carter. And suddenly, JD Knight, Lance Rivera not looking quite as confident as they were before their opponents came out here, Pete.
Oh, I don't know, they're just psyching him out. They know what they're doing. They're a hell of a team themselves there. But they can get the job done.
They're quietly confident.
Exactly.
Quietly confident.
Exactly.
Mastermind back there, planning everything.
JD Knight on the apron there, the first man who came out, is a veteran of the UK scene. He's wrestled all around the country. Very sly, very devious.
Why do you say this stuff when they get so close to us? It's going to rub off on me. I'm going to get in trouble.
At least I'm not a kiss-up like you are with everyone who comes out here.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
Well, here's a collar and elbow tie-up between Lance Rivera and Chris Ridgway to start things out here, and something of a stalemate here, Ryan.
It's early doors. Oh. See that disgusting tactics being used from the opening bell.
What's wrong with that? It ended up in the ropes. Rope break was called for, rope break was given.
He's going in too hard. He's elbow against the face. He's a dirty player. That's what these boys are, dirty players.
I think I found a commentary partner.
We've got JD Knight on the sideline just watching everything, planning his first move.
Certainly aggressive is Ridgway. I don't think he's done anything against the rules, and there's a little bit of arrogance on display from Lance Rivera.
It's not arrogance if you can back it up, Dave.
True that.
Kid Rock.
Great song.
Kick to the midsection there, takedown from Rivera. Rivera trying to take control, but that's how quick Ridgway is. Very quick thinking from Ridgway, trying to manipulate that left shoulder joint of Lance Rivera.
Yeah, Knight is stretching for that tag.
He's nowhere near.
Yeah, Rivera's in the wrong side of town.
Ryan, you've gone quiet. The horses you back don't seem to be coming home.
Look, a horse side back always wins, mate. Look, he's a very technically sound wrestler in there. Our boys, they might have a slow start. They always get the job done.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, of course. That's what we tell ourselves.
Things continue to go the way they are. It could be a sprint because very fast pace here between Ridgway and Rivera, but Ridgway takes him down, and now Ridgway trying to force that left arm behind the back of Rivera. Will Rivera tap out here?
I don't think arms are meant to bend that way, Dave. That's rough.
Ridgway has found an opening, going to bridge over the top, even more torque on the left arm of Rivera.
And look how he's cut off the ring. He's got his back to Knight, so Knight can't get in. The tag can't be made. That is great tag team wrestling.
Wow. Credit where it's due. That's smart from Rivera. Gets into the bottom rope.
He needs to get Knight tagged in. He needs to get Knight tagged in. Experience. That's what we need in there.
You seem to be confident that will be the change of fortunes that this team needs, Ryan.
Knight is the face of UK wrestling.
JD Knight does want the tag, and I think Rivera is challenging Axel Carter. Remember, there's history here. Carter eliminated Rivera from the Golden Ticket Rumble last month.
You're focusing on the past too much. Let's look at the current. Let's look at the present. Let's look at the future.
Well, you've got your wish.
JD
Ryan,
Knight, let's go.
JD Knight.
There we go.
Carter eliminated Knight as well from that Rumble.
Yeah, baby. Listen to him.
Oh, the schoolboy roll up. Knight took his eye off the ball. Just a 1 count for Axel Carter. Side headlock applied, and now Carter sends Knight down rope. Shoulder block from JD Knight. Pace is quickening here. And JD Knight taken down. Rivera tries to help his partner, but Axel Carter is a house of fire.
Unbelievable from Axel Carter there, taking on both men.
He's going to gas himself out moving that up.
True, that's a very good point.
Missile dropkick to both men from Ridgway off the second turnbuckle.
Rivera trying to keep control, but it is breaking down.
That's a lost cause at this point.
I think it's wise of them to get out the ring, take a breather.
100%. While he's waste time pandering to the crowd, my boys, they're regathering, regrouping. Look at them.
They need to regroup.
Look at them. Get some energy.
Here comes Carter.
See, that's just unfair. They were trying to get back in the ring and he stopped them doing it.
You are unbelievable.
Thank you very much.
No, not in a
He's
good
a
way.
genius, that's what he is. He sees unfair tactics. 2-on-1 on the outside. Well, 1-on-2, but still.
Feels like it's 2-on-1 in this move at the moment. But Ridgway with a kick right into the back of Rivera. Tries to force those shoulders down and a narrow kick out from Rivera. Ridgway, that's smart, brings Rivera back into his own corner and isolating Rivera. Axel Carter tagged in now. Carter's gonna get the Irish whip, sends him from pillar to post. Rivera's in big trouble.
He's biding his time, I think.
Biding his time, is he?
Yeah. He's preserving his energy. So is JD on the outside. Full cardio gas tank. Them but two boys on the other side. They don't know what they're doing.
Goodness me.
They're running on empty.
You two are as bad as each other.
I'm taking that as a compliment.
Well, take it how you wish.
There is strength in numbers on this commentary booth.
Double axe handle from Axel Carter.
Yeah, he's known for those axe handles. That's one of his signature moves.
The axle handle,
JD Knight. That's how we do it.
Axel's taking his eye off the ball.
Ryan, you complained about the other team breaking the rules when JD Knight did that, didn't he?
I didn't see anything JD Knight did.
I find that hard to believe, but anyway, Axel Carter gets tripped up. Did you see that?
A genius move. But if you can bend the rules to your advantage, you need to in this sort of setting.
Definitely some ruthlessness on display from JD Knight and Lance Rivera. It seems to have worked because now they have Carter in their corner, and here comes Knight again.
And look what they've done. They've got him in their corner, not letting him get the tag.
Rivera getting a bit of a swagger in his step. He clearly believes that the tables have turned here in this one as JD Knight sends Carter into the turnbuckle face first.
I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. Look at JD Knight dominating the in-ring action and Rivera on the outside, recovering. 100% gas tank.
I hope that fan's going to pay for what she's getting there.
What happened to it being a marathon, not a sprint? Has that gone out the window now? Never mind.
Whatever my team is doing is the new motto. And if we want to expend our energy to take the lead, that's what we will do. Look at them. Excellent tag team wrestling.
Well, there wasn't a tag there, but we'll let
Excellent
that go,
tag team wrestling.
Did you not hear that clap? That was the tag.
Tag team wrestling generally involves tagging, but I suppose
you've got to tag yourself.
Anyway, Rivera trying to get under the skin of Ridgway. Lance Rivera choking here at Axel Carter.
That's not
against
choking.
The rules as well.
That is not choking.
He's just trying to help Axel off the ropes via his leg.
By sitting on his head.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell you what, that Axel is just lazy. The fact he's lying against the rope. What else can my man do? What else can Rivera do?
Embarrassing.
The only way he could perform a move like it was by choking. When you force Rivera to do that, he will do that.
So here comes JD Knight with the suplex, shaking the ring, trying to force those shoulders down. He's gone for the cover, he gets two, and
A
Ridgway.
technical master with that suplex.
Yeah, that was picture perfect.
Now Knight, again those veteran instincts, brings Carter back into his corner. Rivera tags back in, and an axe handle from Rivera.
It's great technique, quick tags, neither Knight or
I told you boys, a well-oiled machine.
Hang on, it looks like the machine might be malfunctioning because Axel Carter with the reversal. Carter, Rivera I think is worried about his future here.
No, he showboated too long.
And now Rivera unloading, right hands in the corner.
You heard that, boys? Number one.
Number one.
He wasn't number one in the Golden Ticket Rumble when Axel Carter eliminated him, but again, I guess we'll just ignore that, ignore the facts.
You're focused on the past again. Now he has me in his corner. He's number one.
He also has JD Knight in his corner, and Knight has tagged in and a slap across the face from Knight.
Good way to lose a few teeth, that.
I don't think he's got any teeth anyway, looking at him.
He's from Stratford, he definitely hasn't.
Carter Carter. Axel Carter. Getting reversed into the corner. Here comes JD Knight. Carter got the boot. Oh, Knight low blow, was it? No. I think he hit the
side of the leg.
Yeah, that was a thigh shot.
Your eyes deceive you.
I think it may have been the thigh, but I'm not sure if that was deliberate or not. Here comes the cover.
You say that we have biased commentary, but it looks like you're jumping to conclusions.
Fair point.
My role in PEW is to get you fired for biased commentary.
How are we getting this string of guest commentators?
This is great. I'm having a great time.
I'm sure
I've made
you
some
are.
great new friends.
Yes. I guess you two are going to a different after party to what I'm going to.
You got invited
You're
to
not.
the
You're,
after party.
you're not cool enough for an after party.
I wasn't told there was one.
Me and JD Knight will be partying all night long.
Here comes Ridgway. Ridgway's had
look
enough
at
here.
that, trying to cheat, get involved when he's not been tagged.
Lance Rivera has been antagonising Ridgway for the past few minutes. Ridgway finally had enough, and I think that's the plan all along for Rivera.
It's good to see a referee actually enforcing the rules in PEW. Too often now you get good guys cheating. I hate to see it.
Rivera trying to humiliate Axel Carter.
Biggest star on the show. Oozes charisma.
And of course, when he breaks the rules, it's no problem, right?
If we see him break the rules, we'll let you know. But so far, it's been straight down the middle.
Well, heaven forbid that you two actually watch the match that you're commentating on. But here comes Carter trying to battle out at the opposition corner. Axel Carter, that wild-eyed West Country boy, able to escape. And here comes Chris Ridgway.
Oh, this is not good.
Ridgway with a boot to Rivera. Boot to JD Knight as well. Ridgway, front face lock on JD Knight. Shot to the abdomen from Knight.
Oh,
Rivera lands right in front of us here.
He's all right.
Goodness me, it's spilling all over the Shottery Memorial Hall as Ridgway, the kick right into the ribs of JD Knight. Suplex from Ridgway. Ridgway could win it. Ridgway with a leg hook and a 2 count.
Great kick out from JD Knight there.
Didn't look like quite such a big star there, did Rivera, as he crashed onto our commentary table.
He's all right. He's getting back up on the ring. Axel Carter.
He was just coming to see his favourite commentator, I think. He was coming to get a moment of advice from Ryan Taylor. Now I've gave him the plan. He's back up on the side of the ring. And JD Knight's back in control.
Could be decisive control. Rivera thought he'd won it, but he didn't. 2 count.
These boys are seconds away.
Carter's not looking too good on the ring apron there.
Well, Axel Carter took a prolonged beatdown from both Knight and Rivera, finally getting that tag to Ridgway, but now Ridgway's in trouble as well.
Ridgway's getting it just as bad. So ref focusing on Rivera.
Well, there's no
there
tag
we
here.
go, there
no
we
tag
go.
Here. I suppose you guys aren't going to complain about that. Rivera.
He just sort of fell in the ring accidentally, it's fine.
He's still blindsided from the outside attack that he shouldn't have got.
A double team, an illegal double team, into the neck breaker.
Well, that is tag team wrestling.
That's got to be
cheating is what it is. There's the cover from Knight, a kick out from Ridgway, and the match continues.
I will give it to Ridgway. He's got some fight in him, but is it going to be enough?
Well, you might not like their tactics, and I certainly don't, but you've got to be impressed, I guess, with how Rivera and Knight have turned this match into their favour.
These boys like a modern day Blanchard and Wyndham. They're not losing this fight.
Ridgway, though, with the elbows. He's got some fight left in him, so already has a miscue there as Rivera collides with Knight. The leg sweep from Ridgway. Ridgway's going to attack Carter. Has Carter recovered enough? Here comes Carter. Carter's on the apron. Rivera hasn't seen him. Takes a kick right into the chest. Axel Carter. Carter full Nelson. A full Nelson slam from Axel Carter. The pin from Carter. And Carter and Ridgway win it. Carter and Ridgway win it.
The referee.
Unbelievable.
That is it. We've seen daylight robbery at the Stafford tonight. What is going on? The referee totally blindsided, not even looking outside the ring.
Yeah, you're right.
Just like you two haven't been looking for half the match, but Axel Carter and Chris Ridgway pick up the win against JD Knight and Lance Rivera here in a back and forth tag team match at Kings of Combat.
Ridgeway is outside the ring, grabbing JD Knight in a bloody ankle lock. Outside the ring.
Ryan,
referee
go write a letter of complaint.
I will. Do you know who the letter of complaint will be against? You.
Oh, really?
We will not be seeing you April 30th, I can guarantee that.
Wow.
Things
Okay.
are going to change in PEW. A referee needs to change, the commentary needs to change.
You know what, Ryan? I was going to say it's been a pleasure having you here. Here's Lance Rivera.
This man has been a pleasure.
Lost the match.
The reflection of perfection. Look at this boy.
Rivera not happy with his defeat. Lance Rivera is rambling here about his defeat at the side of our commentary table.
Thank you.
Ryan,
see that? We know who his favourite commentator is.
I was going to say it's been a pleasure, Ryan, but
it has. You don't think it's been a pleasure? I will not be seeing you again. Joe, I will be seeing.
Corner we've got for you. My friends, you got another quick thought. The following contest is our first of 3 title matches on this half. It is for the PEW Women's Championship, and it is scheduled for one fall. Introducing the combatants.
Here comes the PEW Women's Champion, Aurora Tevez, and this conveyor belt of guest commentators that we've had this evening continues to roll on. Our esteemed General Manager, Jessie Maria, is with us. Jessie, how are you?
I'm okay, how are you?
Very well.
Jessie, I don't want to be a grass, but the way Dave's been behaving tonight, unacceptable. Just the things he's saying, unbelievable.
It's been with plenty of reason, I assure you.
See? Admits it.
Doesn't have any respect, does he?
Here comes the challenger. And of course, these 2 women were in the same ring as each other in our main event at Brave New World. Aurora Tevez winning a 3-way match, but from Rio's perspective, Pete, she was never defeated.
Well, she wasn't yet. She wasn't pinned. She didn't submit. She still got a claim to that championship. And in a one-on-one situation, she has got everything to gain in this match. She is one of the most hard-hitting wrestlers we have on the roster, without question.
Jessie, as our general manager, you were the person who okayed this match. Why was it that you decided that Rio deserved a title shot here?
Let's see, right? Rio for how long? The past year has been showing up everywhere and just putting herself out there and succeeding. Everywhere. She's just hard hitting and she's just fantastic. Like, she's an absolute star. So I just thought she was the best fit.
All right, well, we are going to go to the ring for the official introductions for this Women's Championship match.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is for the PEW Women's Championship. When the bell rings, the woman in charge, LK. Standing in the corner to my right, she hails from Preston and is representing Northwest Strong. This is Rio! Up in the corner to my left, the champion, hailing from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, this is Aurora Tevez!
Aurora Tevez, the women's champion. This is going to be a heck of a championship match, and goodness me, what a night we've been having already here in Stratford-upon-Avon, but this is going to take it up another notch.
It certainly is. We've had one title defended already. This is a big, big match. Will Tevez be able to hold on to that championship, or will Rio take what she thinks she deserves, and rightfully probably does deserve?
Here we go, women's championship match underway. Of course, this is the second of 4 championship matches. It was almost the second of 3. Our general manager almost handing the world championship to a new champion before, thankfully, Callum Newman came out and helped you change your plans, Jessie.
Well, the thing is, Jim's the only one that turned up today, so I thought, you know what, I'll give him the opportunity. And then he had somebody that is pretty talented. And, you know, I just thought, well, why not? I'll just change my mind, mix it up a little bit.
Well, the change of mind is something I fully endorse. We're looking forward to our main event later on, but right now, Rio in control of the PEW Women's Champion. Gets sent to the ropes, the shoulder block. And the champion goes down.
Pure power from Rio. She is the bigger of the two. She is the stronger of the two, I would say. And that's what she's going to have to use to win this matchup. And it'll be short work if she carries on like this.
Rio headed to the ropes, takes down Tevez again, and you're right, at the moment the challenger dominating the champion.
You see why I wanted her in this match? She's constant strength.
Aurora Tevez from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, 5-year pro, trained among others by Santino Marella, former WWE star.
Sana Magan.
Rio gets sent to the ropes again by Tevez. And Tevez, yes, she can. I was going to say, can she have a slightly better result? The drop toe hold pays dividends for the champion.
That's what Tevez has to do. She has to use her quickness. She's got to keep on Rio.
Enziguri around the side of the head of Rio. The champion suddenly showing why she has that belt around her waist when she came out here. Rio had to bail to the outside.
Taking a breather. It's a wise move. No rush. She's been in championship matches before. Rio knows what to do. She knows to win championships. She's taking her time.
Rio has decided clearly that he needs to have a little bit of a break. Referee has a count on, of course. Rio, as the challenger, the onus is on her to make sure she doesn't get counted out. Titles can only change hands by pinfall or submission. Went for the elbow and Tevez moved out of the way.
Yeah, look at that, Rio straight back on her. She's frightening that elbow a little bit. Some damage might have been done there.
Some fans at ringside telling Rio that they are Aurora Tevez fans in very frank terms. The suplex from Rio.
Yeah, forced her over hard with that one.
Gonna go for the cover here is Rio. A 1 count and a kick out. Jesse, you're watching this. Obviously, you saw the fatal 4-way match earlier for the #1 contendership. That
Sure.
in the end was won by Harley Hudson. What do you think about this strength of the women's division here in PEW?
We do have a fantastic women's division. See, I've never been the biggest fan of Aurora, I'll be honest. I just think she just wants everything. And, you know, she just gives this attitude. But, no, Harley and Rio and even LA Taylor, they're just so much strength, so much passion, and they're just here for it, you know? So, yeah, we've got some impressive ladies on this roster.
Of course, Harley Hudson, I'm sure, is going to be watching this one because she will be the next to challenge whoever walks out of here as the women's champion. Pete, if you're Harley Hudson, do you think you have a preference on who you'd like to face as champion?
I mean, Harley's hell of a competitor. She beat several other competitors earlier, so I think she'll be happy with either. I know a dream match of hers is, almost a pin, a dream match of hers is against Rio, so I think that's the match she'll be wanting, but she'll take on either comer.
She's just come back from injury, hasn't she? She's just looking stronger than ever.
She has.
Certainly a hard-fought victory earlier on for Harley Hudson, and Hudson will be pleased that she's going to have a little time to recuperate, a little more time to rehabilitate that recovering broken foot. Didn't seem to cause her any trouble earlier on, but again, much like her opponents earlier, either Rio or Tevez would be aware of that if they were to face Hudson. Here's Tevez with a kick right to the midsection as a clothesline into the throat. Rio didn't go down the first time, but she did the second time.
She has to keep on it though, because look what happened. She took her off the ball for just a second, and Rio is back in control.
Rio now going to send Tevez for a ride. Tevez got the boot up. And now Aurora Tevez looking like she's had some damage done to her here, but there's a Hurricane Rana from the champion.
Yeah, she's got to stay on it though. Big boot.
Yeah, got it there. Right in the face from Aurora Tevez, but Rio responding in kind, gets that elbow up right into the bridge of the nose of the champion.
It's the story of the match. Tevez is not keeping on Rio as quickly as she should. You just give Rio a second and she'll be back in control.
Rio has started to dictate the pace here. She's been able to have the match controlled, able to dictate it on her terms, and that, if you are the champion, if you are Aurora Tevez, is bad news.
Well, very much so. And this is interesting manoeuvre from Rio here, because she cannot win the championship on a count out.
Tevez, I think she knows, is going to roll back in before 10, and Rio, I think, playing some mind games there, just making sure that Tevez knows Rio owns the ring here.
Very true. And Tevez fighting back.
Look at that strike.
Huge right hand.
Wow.
I even hurt Rio's hand on that one.
Of course, tag team titles to be defended later on tonight as well. But that's coming up after this, and this one could be over here as a roll-up. A 2 count for Tevez. Rio has been in charge of majority of this match, but she needs to make sure, Jesse, that she's not taken by surprise by the champion.
Keep her eyes open. Keep watch all the time. There's no room for failing.
Face first into the turnbuckle a couple of times there, and Tevez got the boot into the face as well, I think. Here comes Aurora Tevez. Cross body. Couldn't stay on top of her momentum, threw the champion off. Otherwise, she could have won it right there.
Yeah, amazing high-risk manoeuvre, but it paid off there from Tevez. But she needs to keep on Rio. She's got an opening here, but she is taking too long to capitalise. It looks like the damage is more done to Tevez than Rio.
Yeah, Rio, I think, though, is pretty dazed as well. And now Tevez is first to the punch, and it is Tevez who is capitalising, the women's champion, in her first defence. Suddenly, looking like it might be a successful defense. The Northern Light suplex with the bridge from Tevez. Good for 2, but not good for 3.
Yeah, unbelievable. She had a flurry of offense there. That should have put anyone down, but Rio is a next level competitor.
Swing blade from Aurora Tevez. Tevez has Rio in the corner. Double knees right into the face of the challenger. This could do it. Right leg covered and hooked, and again a 2 count, but again not a 3.
No, unbelievable resilience from Rio, but Tevez is throwing everything at her to keep her down. She's got to be thinking to herself, what have I got to do to beat this wrestler?
Well, that might do it. Spinning heel kick may have knocked out Tevez. The champion might be out. Rio sensing an opportunity. That pump handle position. Sit out pump handle slam from Rio. Rio to win the women's title, and she was a half a second away.
Amazing scenes. Obviously, Tevez wants to keep hold of this championship, because I know full well that Jessie pays good money to our champions.
She's doing okay, I suppose, isn't she? She's doing a bit. She's trying to keep her championship, which you're going to want to keep the women's championship, right?
Oh,
so,
yeah.
you know, with a challenger like Rio, who is really good and is very talented, she's going to be on her top form. She's going to want to perform, she's going to want to be the best that she can possibly be and set an example for the rest of the roster. So, she's not backing down, which I appreciate.
This could be it.
Yeah, Rio though couldn't get it done because Tevez was able to wriggle her way free. Tevez! Homage to the chick kick there from Aurora Tevez. And it's enough to pick up the win and retain the Women's Championship.
Out of nowhere, that kick.
Aurora Tevez retains the Women's Championship. Rio with a cheap shot. Rio, what a sore loser Rio is. You're our general manager, Jesse, do something. This is beyond uncalled for from Rio.
Look, he's coming out now.
Here comes Harley Hudson. Harley Hudson, #1 contender. It's going to be Tevez who she faces, but that's what Rio's problem is, I think. Here comes again Rio, this time attacking Hudson. Jessie Maria's doing nothing.
She's stood up.
She stood up.
Yeah, you know. What more can she do?
Apart from standing up.
She's management. She can't be getting in the ring.
Rio has left both the champion and the new #1 contender lying.
Girls, where are you going? April 30th, Rio, Harley, Aurora, triple threat.
I don't know what I think of that decision.
Another chance for Rio.
Well, Harley Hudson earned herself a one-on-one championship match, and somehow Rio is being rewarded by our general manager for bad behavior. It's been made a three-way. Next time we're here, April 30th, Aurora Tevez is not just going to defend against Harley Hudson, but also against Rio. A questionable decision. Oh, you're welcome.
That is don't miss. Don't we agree? Well, as we said at the start, the hits keep coming and they will all stop coming. The following contest is the second of 3 title matches. It is for the PEW Tag Team Championship and it is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first.
It's one of the most unlikely success stories so far that we've had in PEW. You are right if you're thinking that's the sound guy.
It is.
He's also a tag team champion.
And look.
Is one half of the tag team champions from Sheffield. This is why the sound guy.
It is a fairy tale story, Pete.
It's unbelievable. It just did not. The Prestige there. Now, little known fact about the Prestige. In another life, I trained a very young Prestige to wrestle. So it's quite a sight to see him win championships.
Well, yeah, he's certainly done all right for himself, hasn't he? PEW Tag Team Champion. But unbelievably, he's done it with an untrained wrestler, right? The sound guy.
And the opponent.
These opponents were almost handed the Tag Team Championships by our general manager last time around. And of course, thanks to the Prestige coming out and then to Rye, the sound guy, joining him. Oh no, hang on a minute. Jessie Maria was back out here and I thought she was going to have more to say, but I think we're going to see the rebellion. from behind.
Out of nowhere.
The Rebellion coming in from behind. Jack Toreno, Taylor James. And the boot in.
Looks like the boss is staying at ringside as well.
She likes what she sees from her, well, what would have been her anointed tag team champions. And I think Jessie Maria is more than a little bit annoyed that our part owner here, the Prestige, pulled rank last time and said, no, you can't just hand out the tag team titles. In fact, he challenged for them himself, and of course, the rest is history.
Yeah, there was that fairy tale win from the Sound Guy, but I think the fairy tale's over tonight.
Well, this is a fairy tale. I think the Rebellion are the ogres. Maybe the Ugly Sisters.
Well, you can say that to them. I'm not going to do that.
No, of course. Heaven forbid that you say anything that might upset anyone.
Sound Guy taking an absolute beating here.
Yeah. I mean, he's the sound guy.
Yeah.
He's not a wrestler. It's a great story, but you know, I agree with you. It can't last.
All stories have to come to an end.
Yeah, there's a cover. All stories do have to come to an end, and sometimes the sequel's not as good as the original, which it might not be for Rye the Sound Guy here.
Yeah. Although, the fans still firmly behind him.
Well, I'm not surprised. It's a tremendous underdog story. But he's an underdog for a reason, and the Rebellion are showing exactly why that is.
The Prestige tried to get back up onto the ring apron, but he's been dumped out again. That training I gave him all those years ago, not really paying off.
I know the Rebellion have been very happy this past month that the South End, where they come from, has now become an official city.
Yes.
Been a party central month, I think, for Jack Toreno and Taylor James. James gets the elbow there to Rye, the Sound Guy, who, to his credit, kicked out.
Yeah, he did. You've got to give him that. That's what got him that championship. The heart he's got, what he may not have in training, what he may not have in experience, he really makes up for with heart.
Rebellion with the double team here. Referee needs to keep an eye on how long that lasts for. Oh, come on. Toreno. Yeah, finally, Taylor James leaves the ring, but an extended double team. Here comes the pin.
Yeah, these guys, Rebellion, they've been tagging for a number of years. They know what each other is thinking before they even do it. Prestige still struggling to get anywhere near the ring.
Jack Toreno is taking exception to some of the fans, and that's given Rye, the Sound Guy, a chance to battle his way back into this. Oh, only briefly though, the drop kick, and then the cover from Toreno, excuse me, and the kick out just about, but the Rebellion inching ever closer to Tag Team Championship gold.
You've got to think the Rebellion have got this match sewn up whenever they want it. They're just toying with their prey at the moment.
Oh, chop, wow. Another one. Taylor James and Jack Toreno unloading with the chop. Now what a kick! Right between the shoulders, right to the back of the neck. And again, Rye the Sound Guy somehow kicked out.
And Rye has got so many welts all over his body from these chops and strikes. But he is fighting back yet again.
God, what an elbow. What an elbow into the jaw. As Taylor James screams at him, stay down.
I think that's probably a wise move for Rye.
It's a dangerous environment, obviously, whenever you step inside a wrestling ring, as Rye the Sound Guy is finding out, courtesy of the Rebellion.
That was hell of a maneuver. I've never seen that before. And the boss, Jessie, likes what she's seeing.
Now, so much for an impartial general manager. Toreno not even going for the pin. He wants to do more damage, smashing the back of Rye the Sound Guy's head.
See,
I think you're supposed to be impartial.
They're her guys, Dave. We've all got our favourites.
Well, yeah, we found out who some of yours are tonight. But Jessie Maria clearly wanting to fulfill the ambition she had 4 weeks ago, which is to make the Rebellion the tag team champions.
And the way they're going to be just that in a matter of minutes. So Prestige still not been tagged into this match.
Well, here we we go.
Oh,
Right, hang on! Oh, he got him! A powerbomb! A powerbomb from the sound guy!
Prestige is trying to get the sound guy over to his area to tag, and he's done it. Prestige is in.
Yeah, Prestige! The Prestige!
House of Fire!
Shoulder blocks from the Prestige.
It's running through him.
Suddenly, the Rebellion not looking so good. Drops him with a suplex. Landed awkwardly on his side there. Did Taylor James. What is the Prestige doing?
Oh!
Well, I think he was trying to mimic one of his heroes, John Cena, but Jack Toreno not prepared to let that happen.
No, and he did not see that coming. Strike from behind.
Toreno has plenty of hustle, doesn't have much loyalty or respect. He didn't like the tribute to John Cena that the Prestige was attempting there.
Yeah. Well, the Prestige is still in this.
Taylor James has got his foot caught on the
Cutter
top.
out of nowhere.
A Prestige, it's effectively a handicap match because his partner's not a wrestler.
Yeah, well, true. Look, dragging him down. Is that a crossface?
Crossface. The crossface. There's a tap out. A tap out.
I think Jessie's got something in her eye.
Tag team champion should be retaining here. What on earth is that from our general manager?
Oh my goodness.
The tag title belt to the face. Referee didn't see it. James with the cover.
Oh, we got new
and
champs.
we have new tag team champions.
New tag team champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners of new PEW
Hell of an effort from Prestige and Rye the Sound Guy, but not enough.
Come on. You can't justify the distraction from our general manager, and it was a distraction that was the decisive turning point here that has made the Rebellion tag team champions. Look at this. Disgusting.
No matter how they did it, they are the new champs. And I think in Jessie's eyes, order has been restored. She's pleased with what she sees.
Well, Jessie Maria has made her point, asserted her authority as general manager, and has been to the benefit of Toreno and Taylor James, collectively the Rebellion and collectively the PEW Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, big bonuses coming their way. Rye the Sound Guy showing the wounds of that match. Look at his chest and his back.
Yeah, welts on the chest of Rye the Sound Guy, but what'll hurt more than that, I'm sure, is the fact that he is no longer a tag team champion, and the fairy tale could not last.
Yeah, Prestige is struggling to get to his feet, but Rye, stand up, guy.
Rye is trying to talk some
nice.
consolation into his tag team partner. They are now former tag team champions, Prestige and Rye the Sound Guy.
Fans love the Sound Guy.
Another hug between the...
Oh!
Wait, what was that? What was that?
Wow! I don't remember teaching him that one at school. And another cutter with that as quickly as his team formed.
What is this? Well, it's not Rye's fault.
Wow, that's uncalled for.
I'm going to say this, I'm not going to leave you wondering, why Prestige, why would you do this to Sound Guy? Spoiler alert for you. This little company, PEW, runs because of me. And whilst I'm happy you lazy asses to your seats by the door, have one of you ever said thank you? No. All I hear, this is the first show, where it be, here on social media, all I hear is Sound Guy, Sound Guy, Sound Guy. And that's the right
Sour grapes.
Sound Guy.
picture.
Oh,
What's
come
he
on,
doing
bro.
now? Come on. With a crossface. Wait, Pete, what are you doing? Look comes Pete Andrews, my co-commentator, the man who trained the Prestige.
Teach you that. I didn't teach you that. Jeez.
Well, to his credit, Pete Andrews has come to the rescue of Rye, the sound guy. And Prestige had just absolutely snapped there. Rye, the sound guy, having his misery of defeat compounded by an assault from his own tag team partner. And Pete Andrews, thankfully,
Take your shoe back, mate!
going to the rescue of Rye, the sound guy.
Really entirely, but we got one thing that's going to bring everybody's spirits up. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is your main event. And it is a singles match for the PEW World Championship. Introducing first.
Here he comes, the man who almost was handed the PEW World title, but as it happens, of course, this isn't just well, it would be a big deal if it was just a world title match, but it's the first world title match. Jim Diehard, unexpectedly, from his point of view, having to face Callum Newman, and this is going to be a hell of a main event. Are you okay, by the way?
I'm all right. I'm in trouble, I think. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I couldn't sit by and let that happen. Like I say, I train Prestige. I didn't train him to act like that. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Look, it's thanks to you that Rye, the sound guy, is back at his sound desk and is in relatively good health.
But yeah, let's focus on this World Championship match.
That's a good idea because two very different competitors going to compete with each other for the chance to make history here at Kings of Combat. Here he comes. Man who we didn't even know was here is a close personal friend of Joe Lando, who was supposed to be in what was going to be, Pete, a three-way championship match. Lando, of course, unfortunately testing positive for COVID. And Dexter, the other opponent who was supposed to be in this match, is injured. So it looked like there wasn't an opponent for Jim Diehard until Callum Newman essentially saved the day.
Well, exactly that. And you got to wonder what Diehard's thinking. He hasn't planned. He's planned for two other opponents. He hasn't planned for this.
Very charismatic young man is Callum Newman, one of the most talked about, one of the most exciting young talents to come out of the south of England for a long time. And now he could be a world champion. Let's get the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is for the PEW World Championship. When the bell rings, the man in charge, Chris Wood. Standing in the corner to my right, he hails from commentary, and he is the Big Boss Man, Jim Diehard! And the opponent in the corner to my left, also challenging for the title this evening, he hails from Romford, Essex. This is the Prince of Peace, Callum Newman!
That's what it's all about, the PEW World Championship.
That's a beautiful championship belt.
Who's going to walk out of here with it? It's very hard to tell when you've got, again, two very different opponents. Jim Diehard, a super heavyweight. We've seen him manhandling opponents in the past. Of course, recently we saw him last time in his qualification match for this match. Victorious last time we were here. Callum Newman, it's his first time in PEW, but Callum Newman has come out of the block with a house of fire.
What a way to make your debut, gunning for the championship. But Diehard is on his man, but not quick enough, it seems.
Newman. I'll tell you what, if this match is at this pace, it's going to suit Callum Newman. It's not going to suit Jim Diehard.
Very much so. And that's what he has to do, keep Diehard off his feet.
He couldn't keep his shoulders down for long enough there, Newman, but certainly Newman, who took Jim Diehard by surprise by even being here tonight, has taken him even more by surprise in the opening minute or two.
Yeah, huge impact from that kick, and he's going for another one.
Oh, right in the shoulder, that one.
That's unbelievable. I'm surprised Diehard's head is still on his shoulders.
Able to power out with Diehard from another pin attempt, and it's been all Newman so far. Interesting to see, by the way, that athletic tape on the right shoulder of Callum Newman. I'm sure that is something that Jim Diehard would like to explore if he gets a chance.
He's noticed that for sure. That is a target for Diehard. He's noticed it. He knows what he needs to do to that shoulder.
Asking for a clean break, referee. Always going to be an uphill battle to get that, but in any case, Jim Diehard didn't get that cheap shot that he was trying to get in the corner.
There's where that strength comes in, reversing that Irish whip.
Goodness. Big clothesline from Diehard, and this is exactly what Callum Newman couldn't afford to happen, because if Diehard can start unleashing those power moves, this could be over very quickly.
Oh, completely. This is what he needs to do. Keep him grounded. We don't want any of those high-flying maneuvers. Diehard needs to take things to his pace, be methodical, stay on his man, and that championship will be round that svelte waist of his.
Well, the man he defeated, Axel Carter, in his qualification match for this match, Diehard, was really seen how effective he can be. Victorious in tag team action earlier. Look at that. Newman colliding very awkwardly with the corner and tumbling down to the arena floor.
Yeah, that hard arena floor, we mentioned it earlier. No padding out there. It's just solid wood. You do not want to be falling on that floor. The ring's hard enough, let alone the solid wooden floor. Newman struggling to get to his feet.
Of course, under normal circumstances, title can't change hands by count out, but when the title is vacant, it can. So, different situation here. In any case, Newman is back in the ring.
Newman there just testing that the ropes were still taut enough for the match.
Newman, I think, regretted going back into the ring there briefly and had to regroup once again. He's rolling back in, but he's rolling out of the frying pan into the fire.
Yeah, Diehard just stood there waiting for him to get back in.
Now Diehard going to send Newman into the corner, landed hard against that turnbuckle. There's a mistake from Diehard, and ends up on the apron. Here comes Newman, drop kick right into the side of Diehard, who himself tumbles to the outside.
Yeah, but landed on his feet, which is good. But what is going on here? Newman has got something in mind.
Could be temporary though, because Diehard moved out of the way.
Wise.
Diehard moved out of the way. Newman though, able to dodge, and a kick. Wow. Great agility. Great improvisation from Newman, but he's got caught here and dropped hard on his spine on the ring apron.
Yeah, that ring apron is the hardest part of the ring that you can be landed on, and that is going to do some damage. There's going to be no high flying, no quickness now from Newman after this assault.
Well, the Prince of Pace, not able to get any pace up, I don't think, at the moment, because Diehard having his way here with this man who has come and challenged him, which he considers to be outrageous
a bit close
in itself. They are right in front of us here.
Wow. Dangerous place to be at this commentary table.
Die Hard rolling Newman back into the ring. And Die Hard able to have his way here at the moment.
Yeah, he's keeping it at his pace. He's being methodical. He's not letting Newman get in any of those flurries of speed and offense.
Here comes Die Hard, drops the elbow right across the chest of Newman.
Huge elbow.
Is that enough to become the first ever PEW World Champion? No, Newman kicked out.
Got to give it to Newman there. He's taken some stiff, hard shots on the outside of this arena, but still manages to kick out.
Newman, elbows right into the left ear of Jim Die Hard. He hits him with a big elbow.
I'm not sure Die Hard's someone you want to exchange strikes with. You're never going to come off well with that.
Yeah, Die Hard's again regained control of this one. He just tosses Newman across the ring like he weighed nothing.
Yeah, the whole ring he covered with that throw. That is unbelievable. Again, Newman landed on the edge of the ring where it is harder than the centre. It's going to do some damage. Can he continue?
Well, I know Callum Newman pretty well, and Callum Newman's not going to give up here. He's not going to give up the opportunity to become the world champion. While he's still breathing, while he's still conscious, Callum Newman's going to keep fighting.
Well, there's not much fight in him right now. Trying to get the fans in attendance behind him.
No, he didn't have to ask twice. Plenty of support here for Newman. And Newman feeding off the energy of this crowd in the Shottery Memorial Hall, battling back.
But he's got to keep on Die Hard. He cannot give him a chance to recover. Oh, that'll do it. What
an enziguri from Newman.
But only staggers Die Hard. Not got him down, just down to one knee.
Yeah, only temporarily. Hang on now. That right arm, where that athletic tape is, it's had some damage done to it in the match as well, and it's causing Newman some difficulty. You can see it in his face.
Yeah, he's caught himself more. That's probably why he's going to the feet, using some kicks.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, that's smart from Newman. I think that's a good point, Pete. He's changing his emphasis here, is Newman, to suit the circumstances. And a DDT from Newman! Is that enough? He planted Die Hard on his head to win the World Championship. No, kick out from Die Hard.
Yeah, that was probably his best chance so far this match to win the championship. Will he have anything more?
Newman believed, I think, that this was, well, that just then was his moment to win the world title, and it still could be. Missed with the kick. Goes to the ropes, gets caught! Spine buster from Die Hard! Die Hard! Die Hard can't get it done because Newman got the left shoulder up.
Yeah, that was Die Hard with a vengeance there with that spine buster. He is doing what he can to keep Newman grounded. That's what you have to do. Don't let him get rolling.
Die Hard talking some trash now.
You're winning my league. Get up if you've got anything left.
Trying to intimidate Newman. That's what he's trying to do.
It's bad enough getting beaten up, but when someone is trash talking you at the same time, that does not feel good. Oh, here we go.
Oh, what a chop.
That was big.
Die Hard hasn't moved, though. Newman gave him his what I think was his best shot. Newman's going to have to find a higher gear.
Yeah, he's going to have to hit with everything he's got. This is his chance of being given a free hit.
Newman. Oh, super kick!
Wow!
A super kick right in the jaw! Newman took Die Hard by surprise, and another kick!
He's got him staggered!
Die Hard's in trouble! Newman! He caught him! Newman catches him! Callum Newman, has he done enough? No, he has not.
Enough. I thought that was it. He could have had it there. That was unbelievable flurry of offense. Very creative. But he's got to stay on Die Hard. Die Hard is not to his feet yet, but he will be before long.
The chance to be the first ever PEW World Champion hangs in the balance here between Callum Newman and Jim Die Hard.
Die Hard's staggered. He doesn't know where he is.
Another kick attempt. This time Die Hard moved out of the way and moved out of the way a second time. Close line attempt from Die Hard. Both men missing each other. Got caught. Oh, big front slam from Die Hard. He knocked the wind out of Newman, but not enough.
This has got to be it, though. He's going for that huge power bomb. There it is.
That's got to do it. That's got to do it. A new world champion here. Oh, no, no, no.
Wow. No. The fight Newman is showing here is just next to nothing. It's incredible to see.
Callum Newman somehow surviving the power bomb. He's not going to survive too many more of these moves, though. Die Hard, not sure what he was planning. Maybe a power slam there, but Newman was able to just get out of the way and escape out the back door. Here comes Newman. Newman's caught his leg, but comes back, hits him with an elbow, and another one.
He tried, he's a bit exhausted, he's a bit tired. He can't hit those flashy maneuvers as well as he normally could.
Well, he's been pretty badly beaten here by Jim Die Hard, beaten up, but he hasn't been defeated, at least not yet. It's a rip cord into the elbow. And Newman though, Newman hit him as well.
Both men down. Whoa, look, 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 look.
Wait, what is this?
He's cashing in.
That's Kirby. Kirby's got his golden ticket. Remember, that gives him a chance to cash in anytime he wants.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've just been informed that Martin Kirby is cashing in his golden ticket, and this match for the PEW World title will now be a triple threat.
We're underway. Hang on though. Oh, Newman might take Kirby by surprise, and Kirby nearly wasted his golden ticket. So this is now a three-way match. Kirby taking advantage of the exhaustion that the other two must have.
But it's not gone well for Kirby so far.
Running knee, shining wizard from Callum Newman, and Kirby. Kirby's going to try to steal it, and he does it! Oh my God, Martin Kirby has stolen the world title. What just happened?
Timing is everything in this business, and Kirby knew it was the time to cash in that golden ticket. He didn't want to hold on to it long. He wanted to be the first PEW World Heavyweight Champion, and he's only gone and done it.
Well, we said last month when Martin Kirby won the Golden Ticket Rumble to get himself a shot at any title whenever he wanted, that could be pivotal. And so it has proven to be. Just 4 weeks later, Martin Kirby shocking PEW, shocking Callum Newman and Jim Die Hard by walking out of Kings of Combat as the champion of the world.